If you're someone who is struggling to grow your gym business, but you want the freedom to travel the world while your gym grows, here is one thing that you absolutely must implement, and it won't cost you anything if you do it right. This thing completely transformed my life and gave me the ability to open 2 gyms before the age of 27. And it allowed me the financial freedom to travel the world and move to Bali while my gyms grow without me there. It's a complete no-brainer, but still a lot of gym owners don't implement it, and usually it's because they don't know how to. This thing is utilizing paid advertising to attract high committed clients paired with a high ticket front-end program. Now in this video, I'll be talking you through everything you must know to explode your fitness business. But before that, please understand this one concept. If your front-end offer, in other words, a 6-week program, brings in more revenue than what you spend on adverts, you can basically run paid marketing completely for free. The profits you make go straight back into ads and the whole system scales, and you can grow your business like it's on steroids. So in this video, you're going to learn exactly why paid ads outperform organic marketing every day of the week. We're also going to talk through how to calculate your cost per lead, your customer acquisition cost, and your return on ad spend, and exactly what all these things mean. These KPIs are absolutely essential, and it's really important you understand these. Plus, I'm going to walk you through a simple, scalable 30-day paid ad plan, which you can implement immediately, even if you're on a small budget. So by the end of this lesson, you'll have a step-by-step roadmap to bring in customers on autopilot. But before that, if you want 30 golden nuggets of business advice to scale your gym or fitness business over the next 30 days, click the link below and join my email list. One of the biggest limitations of organic marketing is that you don't get to control who sees your content. You're at the mercy of the algorithm. If Zuckerberg doesn't like you, your content's not getting shown. And that can be a risky game when you're trying to grow a business and your livelihood is on the line. So relying solely on organic methods like posts, referrals, and word of mouth can feel like throwing darts in the dark. Results can be inconsistent, growth is slow, and tracking success can be difficult. Trust me, I know this. As the first year in business when I opened my first gym, I literally slept at the gym. Slightly embarrassing. But everything changed when I learned how to leverage paid advertisements properly. So if you want predictable leads flowing in every single week, you must start using paid advertising paired with a high converting front end offer. So why paid ads should be your #1 marketing tool? Because most gym owners try to grow using just organic content through Instagram posts, Facebook groups, maybe referrals. And while these things can work, they're just not as reliable as paid advertisements. So let's break it down. 3 major drawbacks of organic marketing. You get slow results, you have to wait around for people to find you, you get inconsistent lead flow, 1 month might be amazing, the next is a drought. It can be very time intensive. Posting all the time, replying to messages, following up, it adds up fast and you've got a business to run. Now what paid ads deliver instead is consistent leads. You will know roughly how many people will opt in each week, especially when you get dialed in on the KPIs. This makes it super scalable. So if you want more leads, you can increase your ad spend and expect a linear return, up to a point, of course. And the next most important thing with ads is the speed. You're not waiting around for results. You start getting leads almost instantly, especially if you're just starting your gym business or you're trying to grow it. You don't have to wait 6 months or a year to build an organic following. You literally pay for people to see your content. If you are serious about growing your gym fast and attracting clients who are ready to join, paid ads are the fastest route. So let's talk through the key metrics that you must track. These metrics tell you if your ads are working and if it's worth scaling. So the first is cost per lead, or sometimes you see this written as CPL. This is how much you're paying for someone to opt in and provide their details to you or your business. The way to work this out is to take the total ad spend divided by the number of leads that you're generating. So for example, if you spend £500 on advertisements and you get 50 leads, your cost per lead is £10 per lead. Now, of course, a lower cost per lead is better, but it's not always the number that matters, because in some cases, a lower cost per lead can be worse. And you often get a low cost per lead number when you give away free things like free memberships, free passes. The cost per lead might be next to nothing, but if these people aren't willing to pay for your service, it's a waste of money. A more important metric for you to measure is customer acquisition cost. So this tells you exactly how much it costs to actually sign someone up to your service. Now, the formula to work this out is have your total ad spend and divide it by the number of new customers that actually sign up from your paid advertisements. So for example, if you spend £300 on your paid advertisement campaign and you get 6 paying clients off the back of this, your customer acquisition cost is £50. Now, this is a true measure of how efficiently you're converting interest into revenue and a much better metric than cost per lead. Now, the most important metric for you to measure is your return on ad spend, or ROAS. Because if your cost per lead is £50, but you're selling a £40 product, well, you're losing £10 every sale, and that's no good. Your return on ad spend makes sure that your ads are profitable and that you're making more money from the revenue of sales compared with the money that you're spending on ads. It's another way to say, how much do you return for every pound spent on ads? And the formula for this is to have your total revenue divided by your ad spend. And there's 2 types of ROAS, short-term and long-term. So let's look at an example of short-term ROAS. So you spend £500 and you sign up 5 clients at £400 for your front-end program. So you bring in £2,000 in revenue from a £500 ad spend. Well, your ROAS is 4. So what this means is for every £1 that you spend, you earn £4 back. That's a 400% return. And as long as this number is above 1, you absolutely should be running paid ads because it means that you're bringing in more money than you're spending on adverts. But it doesn't stop there. Let's look at your long-term ROAS. So let's say 3 of these clients go on to join your monthly membership at £150 per month for 12 months. So that's an extra £5,400 in recurring revenue plus the £2,000 that you made in the upfront program. So for your £500 which you spent on ads, you've brought back a total of £7,400 over the course of the customer's lifetime. So your long-term ROAS is 14.8. That's almost £15 returned for every £1 spend. So if I gave you a machine where I said, if you put £1 in and over the course of the next 12 months, you're going to receive £15 back, it'd be a no-brainer that you do that, right? And that's why understanding lifetime value is key. If you know how many people convert from your front-end offer into your long-term recurring membership and how much each member is worth over time, you can confidently invest more in adverts, knowing that they'll pay off later. And that's not to mention the snowball effect of having more members and people referring friends and family to your service. So stop investing in crypto and stocks, as you won't get a better return on investment and a more consistent return, which you're completely in control of, than this, if you're a gym or fitness business owner. So if you want to be taught the entire system that I've used to fill out 2 gyms within 3 years, click the link in the description where I coach you through the entire process and give you all the technology needed to set everything up. So let's talk through a 30-day example paid ad scaling plan. Here's exactly how you're going to build a scalable paid ad system in just 30 days, even if you're starting from scratch. So phase 1 would be testing. You could do this in the first week. So the goal would be to identify exactly what works on a low budget so you don't waste any money you don't need to. So start with a £10 to £20 per day audience segment. And this means segmenting your campaigns into men and women. These always perform better, so I highly recommend doing that. Then you're going to test 3 to 5 ad creatives per audience. The more ad creatives you can test, the better, because you're going to get more data for what works, what do people like, and what gets people clicking and taking them to the next step in your sales funnel. Try lots of different headlines, images, and calls to action. You want to think carrot and the stick. You want to use a pain point to push someone away from discomfort, or you want to use a carrot where you're going to motivate them to achieve a certain goal. So you could advertise how they're going to lose X amount of pounds within 6 weeks. That would be a motivating factor. Or you could use a stick and a pain point, like you're struggling how to get into shape because you don't have a set plan, and talk about how frustrating that is. Then we're going to, of course, track our cost per lead, our customer acquisition cost, and our ROAS weekly. And you should run all of these ads through to a bulletproof sales funnel, including a high converting landing page and lead nurture automations to get them to a sales console where you can then fit your front end program to the prospect's goals and needs. So phase 2 is optimizing. We want to improve results and reduce costs around your paid ads. So pause low performing ads and increase budget on the ones that are performing well. We can also make more iterations of different ad creatives to test more things here. And we want to refine targeting based on who's converting. So we could create lookalike audiences, and we could create retargeting ads, which specifically retargets a warm audience, i.e. people who've already showed interest in your service. And we want to split test landing pages to boost conversions. So we can test different headlines, if we put a VSL or no VSL on the landing page, different things to see what gets people wanting to opt in and give you their details. Now, phase 3 is scaling. The goal here is to increase the number of leads while keeping acquisition costs low. So we want to increase the budget potentially by 20 to 30% each week, or from, let's say, £20 to £30 a day. But this obviously all depends on how well your ads are performing and how many sales you're getting from the advertisements. We can again use lookalike audiences for your best leads and boost the ad spend here, and look at upping the ad spend on retargeting ads for people who didn't follow up with you and convert the first time. So all throughout, these KPIs that we're tracking are super important, as these numbers guide you through every decision you make moving forward. And by following this plan, you're going to move from testing full-scale lead generation with confidence without blowing your budget on things that aren't working. Because obviously, if the ads aren't performing, that's where we need to change things and make sure we're optimizing for success. But absolutely none of this matters if you don't have an irresistible, correctly priced front-end offer. So watch this video if you want to learn exactly how to create this.